Hey everybody, this is Boost for you with the playoffs of BBL. So my opponent, I finally have to fight one of the cover legendaries. This is gonna be Koraidon, and if you don't know, he has a signature ability that is photosynthesis but also sets up the sun itself. And since I'm a rain team, this will be a very difficult matchup. But besides that, there's not really much sun abusers here. There's only chlorophyll Tangela that can solar beam and synthesis. There is also Volcarona that can use sun boosted fire moves or morning sun. And then there's the rare Swellow with heat wave. Togekiss can also heat wave or solar beam. And I believe Limora also gets solar beam. But these are all very niche uses for Sun. So it's not really going to be a fully fledged Sun team, but I still have to watch out as they have a way to comfortably control the weather. And Koraidon's not just bad because of its bad for me because of its weather setting ability. By itself, it's already a deadly threat. Its dual stab is capable of one-hit KOing my two Ubers, and with a Scarf equipped, or if it gets the photosynthesis boost to its speed, it becomes faster than basically my entire team. But maybe it's not gonna be that bad because I'm gonna be running a fake Swift Swim Basculegion. Fake as in it's not gonna actually have Swift Swim. This time I'm gonna run Adaptability to give myself some super powerful attacks. This time I'm not gonna forget the Terra Fairy Blast. And actually, Swellow looks really scary here. This is a Terra Normal Swellow, and just Terra Normal Boom Burst can do a load versus my team. So I'm gonna have to make sure I'm prepared for that. And aside from that, King Lu gets up hazards pretty easily, but it won't stick around very long. Volcarona, your typical Quiver Dance setter, that can get out of hand really fast. Glimora, even more hazards. Aegislash, great spin blocker. And Mega Alakazam can trace my Swift Swim, so I gotta be careful of that. So let's get to the team. So what we have here is Pelipper. Of course, we need the rain. I'm not gonna run Damp Rock because there's gonna be a weather war. Max physical defense to switch into Koraidon's attacks as much as possible. I'm not gonna be doing a very good job taking dragon moves, and Wild Charge will just obliterate me, but hopefully they don't. I can play Pelipper smartly and not switch into a Wild Charge. Then we have Dialga, super specially defensive. This is to take care of Volcarona and Swellow. They basically can't touch me at all. I have Roar to stop any Quiver Dance attempts. That's really all I can do against it. But for Swellow, I can just two-shot it. Easy. Dialga is also pretty hard to switch into for my opponent, so a nice powerful Draco Meteor will help me make progress. Now we have Mr. Mime. It's my spinner because they have two super good hazard setters. I prepared this Mr. Mime to handle, well, not to handle, but to have a chance against Aegislash with Shadow Ball and Encore. I can do at least 33% with Shadow Ball, and then with Encore, if it tries to do some cheeky stuff with King's Shield, I can lock it into that and force a switch, which basically guarantees a rapid spin. No boots this time because I need Eviolite to take Shadow Sneak from H/. I'm not gonna opt for Terra Steel. I mean, yeah, I'm forced to have Terra Steel, but I'm not gonna Terra this guy at all because Vascular Legion's the star here. You're gonna see some pretty funny tech. In fact, here it is. We have a Ghost type with the Chillon Berry. Now, what does the Chillon Berry do? It halves the damage taken from neutral normal type attacks. And even though I'm a ghost that's immune to normal type attacks, this is meant to give me setup opportunity on the Swellow. So the idea here is if I want to keep Dialga Origin alive, then I can't switch it into Swellow because of the Terra Specs normal Boom Burst. So I'm gonna have to give something up. So once I let something die to that, I can send out Vascular Legion, take the Terra Boom Burst, then live with good enough HP to take a Shadow Sneak from H/, and then I can just sweep away. And what will I do with my free turn surviving the Boom Burst? I will use Agility. This will basically give me a fake to a swim boost, and I'll be able to outspeed the entire draft of my opponent. Sorry for the late intro, but my opponent's name is How Hatos. He was in a different pool. Apparently Koraidon is very popular in the playoffs, so expect me to fight more if I get that far. So yeah, now we have our 3 stabs because that is perfect neutral coverage. The only stop to this set would be their King Lu if it's physically defensive, or their Tangela. But if I lose enough Pokemon, then Last Respects will just be so strong that even Tangela can't stomach it. That's why adaptability is really good here. And the Last Respects boost works in tandem with my plan of sacking off something to Boom Burst. Now we have another emergency check to Koraidon. This is just to intimidate it, get up some spikes to help Vascular Legion sweep later on, and Taunt is to just prevent setup, as well as hazard spam. Everything else is filler, but it's nice to not be passive. And now, if all else fails, I have Kilowattrel as my speed demon. Max speed Choice Scarf makes me hit some insane numbers. And basically the idea behind this is if I can't handle Swellow with Vascular Legion, then I can just surprise kill it with Kilowattrel, unless if they're a gambling man, because they speed tie with Kilo, they would stay in and then just lose the Choice Scarf. But Choice Scarf is also good for the Koraidon, because it's very likely to be adamant since it outspeeds everything bar my Kilowattrel. But it can just fix that with a Flame Charge or a Dragon Dance. Does it get Dragon Dance? I'm not too sure. But yeah, it has ways to boost its speed, so that shouldn't matter too much. And if it were to run Jolly, I believe it would just run 374 or 375 speed. Just whatever is enough to outspeed Vascular Legion at +2 with a Scarf. So this is an emergency speed check, speed control. So, yeah, Volcarona is a bit of a threat here, but my plan is to handle that kid last. Mr. Mime could lock it into Encore. Dialga will just keep phasing it out so that it comes in last. And Pelipper denies setup, so does Vasculegion. Overcloak can start some poison chip damage. And Kilowattrel is a nice emergency check to it, because I outspeed at +1. Now let's get to the bat. So no Tangela, which is very interesting. I thought they would bring it to handle my Vasculegion and my Swampert, but it seems Hauhatos has other plans. So obviously, Swellow leads very well against my team, except for Dialga. So I'm going to go into Dialga expecting either the Swellow or the Glimora, because they want to set up hazards. If they lead Koraidon, then I'm gonna have to just play it safe first and switch to Pelipper right away. After that, then I'm gonna have to make some 50-50s with Wild Charge. So yep, there's Swellow. I didn't want to give him a free Boom Burst, because I've seen his replays. He's been tearing people apart with Specs Terra Boom Burst Swellow. It's crazy how this Pokemon is doing a lot of work in an Uber's draft. So, really fun to use. I've tried it out in National Dex UU. It is really fun to use, the Boom Burst Scrappy. So over here, I can just get up my rocks. It can't really do anything to me. And now, this is a similar situation. Remember that we fought another Tinglu? Pelipper's a fate switch in here. This forces a switch, but they didn't switch and instead get their Tinglu burned. Whirlwind was alright, and it pulled something nice for me. Now over here, I hope I predicted the Aegislash. Yeah, I did. Because that was a little obvious. Tinglu can't really hurt me now that it's burned, and I'm confirmed to be Eviolite since there's no heavy duty boots. All it could do was ruinate me, and it would just take huge damage from my Ice move. So Shadow Ball is a great read here. So over here, I wanted to force it to use King's Shield to stall for lefties so I can Encore it, but it instead stays into Sacred Sword. Perhaps it was trying to read a Terra Steel. And at this point, since it's physical, I will just send out my physical check. And here I can start setting up more hazards. And now, since I have 0 special defense, I go into my special wall. This shows to be a Corrosion Glimora of some sort. Yep, the Corrosion. So this is dangerous, but I have Roar to get rid of the substitute, so that's nice. But I bring out the worst option. Now, the Dialga getting poisoned isn't the end of the world. There's no Volcarona, so that's good. Only Alakazam and Swellow I would need the Dialga for, but my Kilo should be able to outspeed both and revenge them after some hazards. And Vasculegion will also outspeed both and kill them after an agility. Because Mega Alakazam could try to come in and try to trace Swift Swim, but all it'll get is adaptability. So now I obviously need to switch. They double, or they didn't really double. They switched into Ting Lu. That was a good play on their part. I can still stack hazards, but since it's super burned. But now I wanna get up my spin. Now over here, they could try to spin block again, but now that I revealed Shadow Ball, it is a very risky play. They still go for it, but like I said, I revealed Shadow Ball. So now I can spin for free, as long as I can come in on the King Lu. But here comes Swellow. So now I go into my special wall, take nothing from the paranormal boomers. Oh, it isn't even Specs, it is Throat Spray. So they wanted the flexibility of switching up their moves. Substitute to combo with the Toxic. So that was an interesting set by Hauhatos. I'm just gonna keep messing up his name pronunciation. And now he's just stalling for Toxic damage. I missed the Draco Meteor, which is really bad. But at this point, I'm like, well, I can still roar it away and die to poison later. And it's gonna be at 1 HP, so I can still use my Chill on Berry tech, hopefully. And with Aegis Slash gone, actually, there's no priority to deal with my boosted Vasculegion. So this should be a GG once I get an agility up. Unfortunately, the Glimmora was very speedy and it outsped my Mr. Mime. My Mr. Mime only had enough speed to outspeed Koraidon after a rapid spin. So, yeah, that's why I couldn't outspeed. Now comes Kilowattrel. Basically, I just wanted to spam Thunderbolt. I just wanted to spam electric move, my bad. But Pinglu comes in. And now, with this out of the way, they go into Swellow. With Terra Normal, it survives. It still would have taken the same amount if it stayed a flying type. And it just kills me with Boom Burst. And now it's time for me to reveal my tech. Which, if everything goes right, it's a GG. So there's the Boom Burst and my Chill on Berry. I survive very easily. And now, I outspeed that entire team. I Terra Fairy, cause why not? And then he sends out Koraidon with the Sun. And it is actually Scarf. So that's kind of sad. I thought it was over, but the Scarf Wild Charge really messed up my plans. It's kind of looking dire, but I at least know he's locked into Scarf. So that's a free turn. I can send out Kilowattrel here. So I spam Air Slash, just in case he stays in. And now my only hope here is to fish for flinches. But for some reason he switches into Glimmora, which is very strange. Now they're stalling. I can still fish for a flinch. Its set shows that it can't really touch me at all. It can Toxic Stall, which is what they're trying to do. My Kilo is staying. He's staying to Air Slash. I could not switch to Overquill because its corrosion ability will still poison me. Now he switches to Alakazam, which is another very interesting play. They could have just survived and continued to Toxic Stall me. And now Koraidon comes in to just revenge me with Scarf. But it's not max speed Scarf. And I was so shocked that Kilowattrel was pulling through. Just the lazy max speed Scarf was able to outspeed his creeping speed Scarf. I can't believe that actually happened. So now I have a good shot at winning this. In fact, I think it's over, because Swellow dies to Hazard. Or Swellow's already dead. Yeah. This was early in the Scarlet and Violet's lifespan. That's probably why it looks like it's still alive. But yeah, Kilowattrel went crazy with the Scarf set. I can't believe it. And I thought Agility with adaptability would surprise my opponent, but he was already expecting that, since, as you can see in this chat. But I barely make it out alive. I told you Koraidon was a big threat, but we barely make it out alive thanks to the power of over-the-top speed Kilowattrel. Just spamming Air Slash. Now my next opponent, it's actually going to be versus the Amo, the one I lost to before. So this will be a very interesting run back. The cool part about this next match is that if I win this, I make it into the top 8. And the top 8 has a payoff. So, has a payout. So, if I make it, you can make a little gas money. That would be nice. So I hope to see you then.